Hello everybody, welcome back to a new episode of Transport Fever 2. And as said in my last episode, the previous one, I have been setting up a few routes and the infrastructure required to it. First of all, because this is giving the best overview for what I did. No, I can't remove the bus route. Never mind. First of all, I set a railroad line for plastics, starting at our cargo station here. And to supply that, we already had a line doing a trip from the chemical plant towards the cargo station. So that one's finished. We have one line for crude oil, which I'm not going to use that. We have a machine supply route which I set up, which is picking up the machines we deliver at the cargo station and take them to the city. And we have the oil to plastic route, which I already had set up earlier, but I wasn't using the last leg of that route yet, the one where plastic was picked up and brought to the station. I've also adjusted a little bit of the infrastructure here to get a nice flow of my transports. So the oil and the plastic transports will both arrive from the same area and very nicely move to the right, deliver or pick up stuff and continue. The supply, which is heading towards the city, is coming in from the other side. And I will remove that. That doesn't work. I will remove it for a bit, but that doesn't work. And as you can see, things will cross here. What I also did is, look at this. I decided to build another bridge. It isn't exactly the way I wanted it, but the truck from the city delivering all the machineries up that point is actually going around and using the bridge to cross. I hope that at some point we also get urban development at this part of town. One of the reasons I did that, and another thing I changed, is setting up the roads here. At some point I want to extend my rail lines here, and if I build a connection far sharp past the station, I may run into problems. It basically means that I have extended the track, but it also means I should have removed this part, set it up here, and in general have to extend my station a little bit, the tracks a little bit before I'm actually able to turn, which later may cause problems when I cross the map. So that's how we start transporting the plastics to the station and the machinery to the city. As said, I also set up the complete route for plastic transport, and it's very nicely separated from my passenger train, except for some spots, but that's what the signals are for. I did run into a few problems, and specific in this area, and the main reason for that was I had to use the express lanes, just like we do with the passenger line, but I didn't get it right. Eventually, I had to remove some part of the line and to give you an impression. I have to use a lot of waypoints. I was using the signals, but I had to use 5 waypoints to get it actually working. And it doesn't show up right now, which is a shame. So yeah, here's waypoint number 3 from actually coming in, because I started this one as a departure from the city. But especially over here, I had lots of things not working and I had to add new switches, new crossings before I eventually managed to force my trains to use those 2 express trains. So that was a little bit complicated. But once it ran, surprisingly, I didn't have to do it over here. Once it was all running, it worked fine. And as you can see, it keeps using the cargo tracks. And all of a sudden, I start to wonder if I actually. No, I didn't. So it's running fine over the express tracks up here, which was a surprise because I was expecting it to cut corners and do this, but it didn't. We have the merger here and everything goes well. So we will go down and up to the point where we actually get to the station. Things worked. And I just see I forgot one thing. So give that my duh moment. I can do it now. What I forgot is simply adding the other platform to my track. So I will move this. I will bring up that one because I want it to stop here, which also means that I will have to add another track, which in turn means everything I did to get things working well isn't working anymore. I will have to remove the switches here. I will have to remove those signals. And by removing the signals and the switches, we get the error. Could not connect all stations. No, we know that. And I will actually do a 120 stretch because we run out of money. So, see, that's why I said I want to have at least 1,000,000 cash. So if something like this happens, I can actually change it. Now, um, what I need to do. First of all, there was no need at all for me to remove those switches here. And the reason for that is that my trains need to arrive at the platforms anyway. Surprisingly, no more warnings. Same thing here. And here. To show you why, let's do it like this. But I want him to enter the other terminal, which is number 2. And we get a warning again because there's only one direction. This one works fine. Later we have trains, passenger trains being able to move from this to this platform. We will add another platform here. It won't, but I'll deal with that later. So what is the problem? Well, simple said, we enter here, but there's no way to get back on track. So first, I have to adjust some switches without actually hitting the wrong button, because my recording button is very close there. Second of all, I may as well remove them. Just bring up one line for the time being. Um, and plop. While I'm at it, I may as well do the same thing for the other track, although we don't have passenger transportations yet, because I will need them anyway. But right now it's working, which leaves me with one more thing to do, and that's the departure arrival sequence. This time I will use one-way settings. Always stop for departing trains. Done. So, I forgot that, but that's settled. Back to the other screen. Our cargo trains are both able to get to where they want to go to. That's solved. And over time, I may add more platforms. And when I'm doing that, I will actually turn this track into a double. And that gives me new opportunities for my line to split and later switch sides. So there's plenty of options. That's the plastic. The plastic is dropped off, and now I'm going to switch to the next view. Dropped off at the station. Since this station is connected to my truck area, you see I've been working here as well. And the black one was the oil, the dark green is the plastic to machines. Can't see the entire text, but trust me, it says so. And I was like, okay, very nice, but if I transport that one, it has to go straight through the city. I don't want it. So the first thing I did is building this big road, and because I had to destroy one house here, which cost me a lot of money. I think 300, 400,000. Unfortunately, I had to, but I created this stretch and built a new road, so that area is actually heading off, and that prevented me for my transportations going all the way through the city. So this works. I'm pretty certain that at some point the AI will use this part as well for their own traffic, but so far so good. The nice thing was there was a hooked turn here, and I added my road so we got actually the arrow shape. Just a nice touch. The second thing I had to deal with was that first it had dropping off at the left platform. I wanted over at the right, and that meant it came in and did a turn here. I didn't like that. So I added one waypoint, adjusted the route, and currently I got my whole screen full, but currently, as you can see, there are two waypoints added. The other one is a little bit further, and because of that, it's a smooth operation. Disadvantage, this crossing, and I can't get it out unless I adjust a lot of stuff over here, including this route, but then it would cross itself over here. If I want to change that by having it turn this way, it gets into the city, which is giving me traffic jams and whatever, but it would cluster over there. And yes, I just moved from one point to another, so I didn't do that. And I hate when the game actually removes my routes. So from the truck station to the machines factory, and this is where I ran in my next problem, because I want a smooth transition. I was using this platform for one and the other one for the other. I switched them and I still had the same problem. And I'll show you if I move this one in the current setup to platform 1, it's going to do circles because it arrives this way. If I decide to go this way and do that, it comes back and it crosses itself here, as well as with the other routes over here. So I added a third terminal. Same thing with the coal. I had it coming in. It was nicely going that way, but at that point it was actually getting straight into this one. And I want a more even flow. So I switched it, and yes, there's the circle again. Okay, so forget about platform 1. move into 2 and 3. First I had everything set at 2, so I built another one. I had to build another waypoint, and we barely see it because it's hidden behind the tree over here. There it is. There it is. And make sure both routes got to the trade point. So this is a coal one, which starts here, and as you can see, I created a nice parallel platform, a big one, because I expect a lot of coal to be stored here due to the length of the route. And I started with this one, and once again I had circles, so I decided to adjust things. Now, the funny thing is, it moves coal to the steel plant, and there's another setup doing more or less the same thing, using another waypoint, because if I used that platform, it would simply turn, and if I wanted it to use this platform, it didn't work. So I had to do this, especially because we have the iron arriving here as well, and with the iron over the other platform, it would head this way, cross itself while also crossing the coal. So now the iron and the coal are only crossing at 2 spots instead of 3 or 4, and itself works more smooth. I haven't expanded the size yet. I can always add buildings next to the platforms. But yes, so we go nicely around and go back. We cross the iron route, but it doesn't work much. And from the iron route, as shown, we're heading out to the machine factory, which leaves the last one, another road I built, plus platforms, big platform actually to stockpile the iron. And yes, it is selected, although there is no connection between the two roads. There's no need to, because, like I said, there is this very tiny connection you see here and there. So the iron is nicely moving in a circle. Everything is working as intended. It did, however, cost me the 2 million we had at the end of the last episode. Can you imagine? I only built some roads, platforms, and other stuff, and all in all, it has cost me 2 million. Basically, because I had to build, demolish, and every time you build and demolish something, you never get the full refund. So if I build a platform for $100,000 and I get 75% refund, I'm losing 25,000. Do that a few times and a million is gone before you can actually blink twice. So, with that done, the only things left for me to do are buying the vehicles. We already have the oil to plastic done over here. So that part works. As soon as I sign a train to that route, this one will start transporting plastic that way. This one will start producing the plastic and my route will transport it that way. Even a long time before the train's actually there. So that's no problem. Problem I expect is more being here, because I need to balance this one with that one. And 10 iron will probably need 20 coal. That's my expectation. So we simply have to wait again for my oil trains to arrive. I also checked in 1880. I already forgot. 1882. I love the steam overlay. Hopefully it doesn't show up for you. But 1882 we get that new cargo locomotive. And with that things are really going well. So what to do? Well, our friend with the epic journey is still traveling. So let's follow him for a while. He is getting close. He's actually traveling through the last city. I really wonder what it would be like. Ah, it looks like one of my old oil trains have arrived. So end of the epic journey. And instead I'm going to buy the right transport. I was afraid this would happen. And I think we'll just let him go now. Um, I will set it to see only the lines I'm running. Cargo. Can't use that one. I can use this one for both because it's transporting coal, iron and steel. I don't have to transport goods or machinery yet. So let's start with 15. Doing 10 of this. And we're doing 5 of these. Because with that I'm pretty much able to see how many I will need. I will need you for guidance because it's going to be a lot of start stop of the game. Coal, iron. Actually, I will do 5 iron. I'll be damned. Everything but you is getting back into the depot. This is better. So 12 by 22 minutes, which means 5 to 10 is indeed very nice. Double it 5 times, then we get around 24 minutes. So it is not perfect, but nice. Well, I probably need 1 or 2 extra. There's one moving over there, but I have no idea which one. And now we have 2 moving. Let's just wait until everything's back in the depot, which is now. Seven by 4. Yeah, this is, I think, a 1-on-1 balance. The way I did is going to work out well enough. A 1-to-2 balance. Although I don't need 5, I will need more. So it's 6 to 12 at least. And did it wrong again. I think I stick to the 121 seconds for now. And I already know, and we already know that it's pretty much impossible to get the same frequency and rate. So we'll see what happens if I do double amounts. I think I'm getting pretty close with either 11 or 12. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, make it. I think I'll leave it like that, because the more I add, the difference will be here until I get a traffic jam running from one spot to another. So that part is done. What I need now is the final part, which is actually removing, in the way of speaking, the machines from that cargo spot while dropping in the plastic. So let's see how many I can buy for this. No more. 10. 10. I think this time I will just do what already saw is possible, simply doing that. It's actually faster as the other one, so I will start stockpiling plastic, but at the same time my plastic delivery is depending at what my train does, so yeah, don't need to say more. This is actually thinking about following that one for a while, because this is completely messed up as usual. One of the reasons why I'm doing them one by one and stopping the game every time when I want to release a vehicle is because of this. This is number 10, the last one, and we still have several behind me. So the game is actually messing things up. Instead, let's just join this guy on his journey, pick up coal, and to deliver it at the steel plant. And since it's number 10, one of the last, and since several iron trucks are in front, I hope we're actually able to pick up steel as well and transport it back. So enjoy the relaxing trip. By the time it's done, I may have enough money to actually start ordering the train, and the whole route isn't working. The answer is no. That's to people wondering, are we there yet? No. Perhaps could do another version. Papa Smurf, is it far? The answer would be, no, we're almost there. A few minutes later, Papa Smurf, is it far? No, we're almost there. A few minutes later, Papa Smurf, is it far? Yes, very far. It's basically the Belgian version of, are we there yet? Efficiency would be when they're all loading at once. Unfortunately, not possible. Nice thing is, because the guy in front of us is loading, we can see actually what happens. that's happening behind us in a bit. So our time. Just wondered if I thought I did actually. Yes. So what passed us was probably one of the iron trucks, and I think I'm mistaken. But we already look at this. We already have over 30, between 20 and 30 iron waiting here, if not more. At 200. So the big, that's 200, and that's 200 too. Already. I haven't even picked up a little bit of it. So by the time we arrive here, there's no steel. So yeah. For that, so we won't be able to get that part of the route done. Unless didn't I use all vehicles in this route? I am the last vehicle. So there's no need to wait for steel, but I will follow the entire trip just for fun. Besides, there's nothing else to do but wait until I'm able to buy that plastic train, and still need another oil train. Don't need another oil train because with the locomotive I'm doing 15 on each train extra, which means 45 in total, which is actually a full train. So my entire increase will be 25%. Which is that. Which means a lot more efficient as well. And we have with this route a very nice example about how setting something up. Transport, instead of, well, I am returning empty right now, but as soon as we get iron over here, we will be picking up steel, so we won't return empty. Only the last leg, the part from the machine's factory to the coal mine, we run empty. So regarding that, I'm doing about what, 60% efficiency, something like that. Keep in mind that distance also is a factor to think of. first iron is almost there, meaning by the time my next load of coal is arriving, which should be in its 60s now. Yep, 60. By the time my next load of coal arrives, I got 30 steel waiting. And from that point on, the only problem I have is the 2-to-1 conversion. So 5 coal will be 2.5 steel, which means each truck will actually have half filled with steel instead of full. I can't have all. I can add a feeder if I want to, but that would more or less terminate the idea I had. Train hasn't arrived yet. Yes, it has. This is what I'm talking about. I'm currently using the Borsig. Top speed 45 kilometers an hour. Power 90 kilowatts. Tractive effort 25 kilonewton. What we have here is the BR89 Preuss, or actually 89 Preuss T3. And this one is doing 40 kilometers an hour, which is similar to the D1/3. But look at my power, 213 kilowatts, tractive effort 40, 90, 25, 213, 40. So all of a sudden I'm able to pull a lot more wagons with this. And to give you an idea how that's going, I will select this one, and the next step is edit. I will remove those three. Locomotive, add a Preuss. Oh wait, I gave a better impression. We had this one. For a moment I will add that one. 90 kilowatts, medium green. 230 kilowatts, good. Good. So yes, I will add this first because a good stat is really important. After that, like I said, I can add more. It's good. I want to keep it at good. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, medium green. Okay, stop. So with 3 cargo wagons, like I said, I'm actually adding 15 capacity to a train which is going just a little bit slow compared to the other one. But man, 15, I was doing 40. 3 times 15 is 45. So the money I saved up for buying a new train is, well, I spent a little bit more now. But it's so much still more, so that doesn't matter. It's still that much. I'm going to spend 2.99 2.9 million. So let's say 3 million. Done. And the nice part is, as you can see, it got 28 out of 13 fuel, 0 out of 10. So that's what it used to have. Oil, that makes the 14, and the crude is the 15 extra we used to have aboard this train. Similar to him, currently completely loaded up with oil, and same with him, 40 oil and no fuel and crude yet. So I will start spoiling my view again. Now I said 2.9 million. The previous train, what I was actually thinking about is this. 1 Borsig, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1.4. So upgrading my trains has cost me double as what I wanted to do, but at the same time I've got a full train back. And I won't cluster my tracks that much. Also, because of that, I need this one. For trains, it's still at 12 minutes. So there's no need for a fourth right now. But we will watch. There's no need to watch this. Let's see how far the next are. That was pretty close. Okay. This is what that train looks like. This run, all 3 of them will do their usual income. Did his usual income, but right now it's going to load 15 extra, and it already did. That's 55. This is what 55 barrels of oil look like when transported by rail. Plus, this train got a nice cabin and even ventilation hatch on the roof. It's a pretty small train, so it's probably getting very hot in there. Also, I think this train was actually developed, rearranged by the stations out of the wrong walls. That's why we don't see the tendon coal behind it. Still. It's about to arrive. Yes, this looks so much better, and it actually starts looking like the steam trains we all know. There's a number on it. So follow this one. This also means plastic run. Same thing. But once again, transport mode for plastic sheets. So I made a mistake. Edit. Should have taken that one. Route 2, 6, 40. That's 10, 11, 12, 13, 13. I will need 1.5 million for that. 13. Yeah, this is going to be fun. And since I messed up, son of a... I have to wait for one of my trains to arrive. That 1.5 million. Probably the trains to arrive. After that it's edited with the capacity that's more or less this one. Closer to this one. It's going to be a nice view when passing that train using one of those. That one's almost at the station. Where is this one? It will take a while before we actually see it. As a matter of fact, should start to see it pretty soon, I think. No dumbass, we've already passed it. There's a horn signal. Ah, yeah, that's the one. I don't think I need that one. But it's still fun to use. Depot is at the other side of the map. It's likely that by the time actually I'm able to pick up plastic, we've done that much, been traveling that long, that the train can immediately pick up all the plastic and deliver it. Wasn't there yet. that time the recording session is done as well. Very likely close to 1.5 million, getting close to 2. What's that? Well, it's here. That one isn't there yet either. No, that one is close to arriving. We've got the funds. And done. Of course, I should give it a line as well. We will actually see it in this train. So I will just into cockpit view now. Let's simply watch what's happening. We'll see it soon enough because there's this nice blue smoke. The smoke we see in the distance is probably plant, not steel plant. I thought steel plant was that way. Well, it's possible it's a steel plant. Because you make a turn eventually. Next goal, passenger transport, at least 4 million. I think that's coming really fast now. That's the coal mine, or iron mine. And I think I see something over there. And I think we have yes, we have one steam train approaching Mexico and enjoy the view of a very long way passing. It's so nice when I see it. I never used this locomotive. I always thought that dropping speeds was a bad idea. I never thought I never even considered that speed drops may be not that bad if slash when compare it to how much technical input you actually have. I read about it. It works at some point. Thought about it, but never really used it, and I was like, you know what, in this video series I may be experimenting with things, so at least we'll be able to see what I'm doing, and if it works, it's always nice with them. Well, let's just see what. As a matter of fact, it worked very well. And that big plume we saw a while ago is in the distance behind, and not behind the field, was the fuel refinery. Cockpit view. And we're there. 1.7 million. Nice, very nice. But we're not returning with a full load. I already knew that. I am able to store 50 oil here, so that's not really a problem. So that works very well. Am I already producing? Still got more coal as iron. Funny, I started off with 60 coal. So that has actually dropped. There's no shipment of coal yet, steel yet. Actually store steel? No. Because there was no demand, and there was no demand because I didn't produce machines. I didn't want to produce machines yet. But I do have that demand and it's still not producing. Yeah, I know what, I may know what I did wrong. Wrong. Coal mine, yep. Yes. Now we do have the demand. I didn't have the transportation. And immediately we have steel showing up here. See, errors are made. And it's always fun to solve them. So we now have 4 steel waiting. We have a new load of coal coming in. So this one is actually starting to move steel. To the machine factory with a supply of iron coming in 20, so that's 10 more steel. That's going to work. Let's look over here, because it's possible. He producing? Oh yeah, he's producing plastic. Is no, no. Wouldn't surprise me if I made the same mistake. Actually, no, didn't make the same mistake. Did make that mistake. But this one should be starting to produce plastic now. So what else is going wrong? We got plastic. Picking up machines. So that works. But there still isn't a demand. Which leads me to the next one. Right. They used the wrong vehicles. Aye, that's the wrong. Yep, I think I know what I did wrong. Well, over to 3, and after this one, waypoint, done. Look, I can't load stuff I needed, which means I used the wrong wagons. Those aren't able to transport machines and whatever. Those are. So if I replace them, we go back here, because I know these are able to, and whoop, there it is. We have plastic. We have already a very load of plastic over there, but we cut plastic right now. So he will drop 5 off, and it's a 1-to-1 conversion. So 5 oil will turn into 5 plastic. And everything we have over here won't be used anymore. And it's transporting plastic. I will let it chemical plant wait a little bit longer, like seconds, so it's able to start picking up everything we have free. And with 5 oil we should actually have 5 here. So if I have 3 drop off, I leave with only 4, we have a problem. It should actually build up. It isn't building up, but yeah. Transport is still at 0%. That will increase over time as well. As soon as the other one is dropped off at the station. So let's see if it works. No. That's the first one actually able to transport 5. I will always have 4 waiting, and with what the truck is delivering in oil we get 5, so that works. Now let's hope my train isn't there yet. The only thing I need to wait for now is actually for plastic to arrive. And we got a new boat. And load it. And that means, yes indeed, we have plastic waiting at the station. So that part works. Everything works as intended. The only thing I have to do now is waiting for the train to pick up the plastic. And looking at things, that's going very well now. That means the first trip with plastic will be just a little bit of plastic. The return trip will be without any machine, because yeah, I don't have the machines immediately produced, not out of thin air anyway. The second trip will probably have more plastic, and I really hope I can actually fill up the whole train with enough where is it here, with enough plastic, all 52. Let's hope I can. If that's possible, then the trip afterwards will be the first little bit of machines from the first plastic we delivered from here. Started moving from here. So that's working out well. Meanwhile, we also may have the first trip with steel. Let's see. Not yet. I was producing steel though. Oh, it still hasn't picked it up. So that may take a while. Yes, we are storing steel now. So that's working. Basically, the game is always setting up a buffer. And if for whatever reason one of the items required isn't there, it still isn't delivered, it still has the buffer to work with that. But looking at the steel factory, I may have to adjust that trading route, because the amount of coal is slowly dropping, but the amount of iron is getting better. How much do I have stored here? 252, 265. 5 years from now we'll be getting a new vehicle to transport goods anyway. What I'm going to do now is thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. The next session was we just got 4.2 million, so we have a train arriving somewhere, but not here. The next session we will be buying a passenger train and start traveling with that one. And once again, I have to check how fast it's going. I will have to add at least one or two more. I think 3 trains will do for now. So that will be fun. After the passenger train is bored, I think I will just jump in the cockpit and we will ride along so we can see all the other trains passing us. It's going to be a nice view. That's for next week. Like I said, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I did, especially because I was able to solve that production problem with the plastic pretty soon. I hope to see you next week. Have a nice day and goodbye.